Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerdlings of all ages, we're back for map number 2, which is going to be Hollywood between SG-1 and MISFITS. And so far, while at times the match was scrappy, MISFITS are 1-0 up, and they're successfully making use of Ana.
Yeah, they managed to make it look kind of good. And again, as you said, could iron the kinks out here and there.
Yep.
But, I mean, are they going to continue this? Will this be a trend we're going to see across all the maps? Have they discovered something that no one else has yet discovered? That's the interesting thing for us, I suppose. As, again, as you mentioned, it is very early days. There's no sample size. And maybe it'll be, I mean, any ways or strategies that they do choose, they may become quite useless when people figure out, oh, that's what they're doing.
Sure. And I guess one of the other heroes that has made it out of the meta that perhaps we didn't discuss a little bit before was Junkrat, who we quite often see defending on Dorado, just indiscriminately dishing damage through the archway because you have to escort the payload through there no matter what you do. Junkrat has sadly made way by the looks of things, and the next map is also one where Junkrat previously would have been quite preferred. So we're seeing a whole bunch of new team comps, a whole bunch of different new styles of play, and I really hope we get to see Ana for the second map in a row from Nevix.
That would be really cool. And actually, on the Junkrat point, do you think that's because teams are much better able to kind of jump on top of a Junkrat collectively? Well, how do you interpret this? So
Junkrat is predominantly great on the first point of Hollywood, used quite a lot, because especially in a meta without Pharah flying over, you can rain damage similar to Pharah, I suppose, but through the archway, through where everyone's coming. Similarly on Dorado, there aren't that many flanks. There's basically one way for Genji to come around the back and try and kill off a Junkrat, and everyone knows it's coming. On other maps that are a bit more open, a little bit more difficult. But the first point on Hollywood is definitely one where we used to see it quite a lot. Not so much as second and third points, because again, there's just a little too open and a little too easy for heroes to come in and flank.
Well, let's have a look at these setups. Do we see any Junkrats? Are there any Junkrats? Oh! We have a Torbjorn.
That's on the attacking team. I don't believe Crew. Crew's trolling you.
They're trolling us?
Trolling you. There you go.
Am I being trolled?
There you go. See?
Oh, damn it.
Never trust Crew, man. These guys, especially when, like, I don't know, I'm trying to think, especially when Melty play and they initially picked 6 Torbs and you're like, hang on a second, I don't believe this. So he is back on his beloved Genji. We do have Nevix on Ana even attacking on Hollywood. This makes me so happy.
All right, well, we've got Misfits coming in. Let's see if they can do some damage here. We've got Diva there at the front, of course, with Reinhardt slowly pushing their way in, and they have found a collection of SG-1 players. And here it is. We get all the chaos, all the attacks coming in, all the plays, as we see Reinhardt flying towards the car. And actually, there is the Ana coming out from Nevix.
That was actually a really good charge from Skipjack. I think recognizing that, hang on a second, he might actually be a little bit too far out, and he was actually charging back to be able to defend the rest of his team. Zappis has been really on point at the moment with McCree. His accuracy level is slightly frightening, and Nevis is continuing just to sit back and patiently support the rest of the team. But the initiation here is going to be what's important. Who is actually going to be rushing in first? We don't see a Winston. It's quite possibly going to be soon on Diva. And, well, Skipjack actually making some good inroads himself, to be fair, but he's a bit offside right now.
And there you go, we can see that that's a bionic grenade of Ana doing some work, as we have a lot of kills coming in from SG-1, able to actually assault onto this position, or retake it rather, against Misfits. You were unable to break it, and it did look a little bit drawn out there. SG-1 had a lot of time to sort of kind of regroup against the push of Misfits and reposition to deal with it effectively, but here comes the second time around. Can they make it work better? Now they have the ultimate on Nevix and also on Crew.
This is a, oh, hang on a second, we have the, we have Zapre going in there with Deadeye. Is he able to make the connections he does? No, actually Himsy managing to take him out, so possibly a reflection there. Nevix and Zebasai both getting taken out by Himsy in the meantime. And what I was about to say at the start of that engagement, because it does look like the finish of this engagement might be at some point soon, is that it's not very far from the archway to the point, right? These are kind of the situations where having a Lucio to speed boost has often been very good, because you can close that distance really quickly. We don't have that here. Whether or not Nevix makes way for Lucio or another hero, I'm not sure. Probably it would be Nevix, but that's something that these guys have to be weighing up.
And we do have 3 ultimates now for Misfits, so they are probably thinking about getting the big push to be successful with these 3 ults. If it's not successful with these 3 ults, they might be feeling pretty bad as they'll lose a lot of time. This is now is the time for them to make it all work. We've got the Transcendence being popped there, everything but the Earth Shake of Skipjack on the Reinhardt as they push in, trying to find the perfect moment. There it comes, but he's going to get dropped there as we have all the ults popped except for Skipjack still actually not using the Earth Shatter just yet. And looks like we'll see Diva flying away as MISFITS able to make it work quite there.
No, not really. Time is starting to run out. They've got 50 seconds left to capture the first point. This is not going to be easy for them at all. Hopefully they will be able to do it though. We want to be, of course, able to see a very competitive match all the way to the end. But right now, SG-1 have started laying the juice down. They're doing a very, very good job of patiently sitting back, rendering Skipjack's charges useless. Just be very patient and being very mindful of when Genji's going to be coming in as well and neutralizing him as quickly as possible.
And we've got money Shadow there from our Reinhardt as the play comes in. MISFITS, they need this one to work. They've got 20 seconds to capture the points. And Nevix is still there trying to do some damage with Ana in the front lines. A lot of players to work with using the melee there, but eventually will be dropped as we have MISFITS looking to try to secure this one. And able to make it work though, still looks very difficult. Looks like SG-1 are going to be able to hold the first point, and wow, are we going to see our first three mapper here for the European segment of the Overwatch Open?
I mean, that was a really, really successful full hold. I was very excited to see Ana on the offense. I wonder if Lucio speed boosting to get those engagements in might have been slightly better for them. I'm not sure, but as things stood, SG-1 were just very resolute. They did a fantastic job of standing where they were and being patient. They weren't drawn out. We didn't see the super aggressive, I'm going to run you all the way back to your spawn defense that we have seen from some teams on other maps. They were very disciplined, knew exactly what the game plan was, and executed it brilliantly.
Yeah, that is one thing that I do love to see, that Lucio speed boost with the Reinhardt on this one, and maybe that was the difference. Maybe I mean, of course they're trying to make Ana work. They've obviously practiced some things. They have the game plan in mind, but perhaps it just didn't really come together in this instance. Maybe against the type of defense from SG-1, perhaps they did not anticipate that exact play. So we'll have to see whether they can do better, whether they can hold it. But how likely do you think that is for them to be able to do what was just done to them?
Well, I think it's very tricky with these new compositions. You're always looking to see if it's actually the right one, and you have to A/B test it. And you have to believe that these teams have scrimmed with some of the best in the world. They know what they're doing, and they do believe that Ana is the best way forward. But I didn't see on that last half of the map any particular reasons to choose her over some potential other heroes. So right now, SG-1 are in a rather delightful position where they only have to capture the first point to win the map entirely.
So they've been handed a bone. See if they can make this one work for themselves as the attack is about to commence. MISFITS have it all to do with the defense. See how SG-1 are going to be able to get the attack in. Obviously want to get some charge going first. See Ana there still running in on Nevex.
Moving back, just defending on the point. Note that there's no one on the high ground for MISFITS right now, so we don't have anyone. Oh, hang on, there's Genji, maybe a little bit late to the party, as a crew gets the first kill onto Zappis, but he's going to go down himself. And Kinnel at the moment, well, he's trying his best to get as much damage done as he can. Only getting the one kill off of Zenyatta, needs to be a little bit more focused with that Discord orb, but is doing okay. And Skipjack is a crucial kill, actually. So all of a sudden, shieldless for the rest of the team.
Yeah, SG-1 looking good. Himsy doing massive damage at the moment, just being a complete nuisance, finding McCree. Banana McCree is dead. And look at Himsy go, he's just getting more frags in there. This is looking fantastic right now. If for SG-1, they may just have done this very quickly indeed. MISFITS have to go for the retake, but it's not looking all too likely.
Yeah, that was almost a solo effort from Himsy there. Reaper going completely unchecked as everyone was focused on making sure the DPS players of Zappis was down and finding Kinal as well. So that will allow SG-1 to bring it back to 1-1 as far as the map score is concerned.
So we get our first 1-1, going to a third map. Very interestingly, I mean, of course, we had a surprising result earlier with Anox. I really wish that one had gone to the third map, which would have been Nepal, just to see the King of the Hill play. But that said, we're not going to see King of the Hill because I do believe the third map was King's Row, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly right, so. Yeah. So we are going to be going into a basically no King of the Hills. We've got all payloads. Of course, you still have to capture the first point on King's Row, very similarly to Hollywood. That was a very convincing victory from SG-1. And I mean, to be frank, they definitely didn't look like that when I was watching them last night, but they were really, really strong there. Full hold on the first point and a very quick capture. Himsey, of course, was the star of the show there. And I do have to wonder a little bit about the utility of Nevix. Everyone's always going to be having an extra keen eye on the new hero and how well he or she is doing. In this particular case, I feel like Nevix was more useful on Dorado than on Hollywood.
It's a bit hit or miss, but I do respect that they are committing. And will they commit all the way into the third map? We're about to find out. But first, a quick break, then we'll be back with King's Row.